Hey, everybody, this is Dr. William Clark here for Leadership Conversations. This is the show where we talk about leadership according to the world that matters to you. And I wanted to quickly come on and talk to you about measuring success. And I want to particularly share this with small business owners, nonprofit leaders, etc. Those of you out there who are wondering and trying to figure out what does it take to run a successful organization or business. And it is based upon a couple of key things. You need to measure your success if you're going to figure out how to be successful. Now, the first thing you need to do to measure your success is develop key performance indicators or goals that you're trying to achieve in key areas that matter to your business. Now, in the nonprofit area, a lot of those key indicators are set by funders, but typically with a funder, they want to see if you're serving people. They want to see the number of people that have been recruited or notified of services, people that have been enrolled in your program of services, people that are receiving services, people that completely successfully complete the service provided, and people that continue to maintain what you've given them or taught them as a result of the service provided. Those key indicators are success indicators that let you know if what you are doing is hitting the mark and is making a difference. In a small business, obviously those indicators may not matter, but you may be interested in knowing how many people walk through the doors of your shop or visit your website, how long people stay in your shop or stay on your website, how many people that have stayed end up going through your website services and products, selecting something and clicking it into the cart. Same thing if it's in a store, how many people walking through the store, putting something in the cart and putting it in a counter to pay, and then how many people actually, once they get to the counter or the checkout section of your website, follow through with the purchase. Now, if you've been shopping, you know what it's like to go through the process of shopping, put something in the cart, get up to the counter, and determine either based upon budget or based upon interest, you're not going to pay for all the items you selected. So you put some items back. And the same thing with the website. If you've gone through the shopping process, there are some things you just don't buy because you've changed your mind or you've seen it cheaper elsewhere, etc. But you want to get to that funnel where you figure out how people get to the point of making a purchase and then closing out their ticket. Those indicators mean a lot to your business because what that says is what people actually pay for is popular. And the dollar amount that they pay for, the margin between how much you pay for that item and how much you actually sell it for matters to your profitability. How many units are sold of that item, the foot traffic that's generated because of that item, and any ancillary items that are impacted in terms of sales as a result of that key item or items that are moving in your store or in your business. So, key performance indicators, whatever they are, you need to find out what they are, you need to memorize them, and you need to master them at all costs. The second thing you want to capture when it comes to measuring success is capturing anecdotal data. Anecdotal data is data that you collect that is not necessarily scientific or within a controlled kind of environment like a KPI, etc. But it's data that you may observe, data you may collect as a result of feedback customers may leave with you. So in the nonprofit world, we obviously get the data from the people that we're counting and people that we log in our system, but we also get data from our customers that leave comments for us that says, "Hey, I like this" or "I don't like this." Other anecdotal data is if you have a program as a nonprofit and you're promoting it, but no one's responding, no one is enrolling, then that tells you a lot, even though you don't have any hardcore data to substantiate that in your business. Anecdotal data could be you get enough foot traffic that come through your doors, but not enough people actually get a cart to buy items or collect items, and then not enough people go to the checkout process to complete the purchase or complete the shopping experience. The observations that you see, the information you're collecting from customer feedback, or when customers come to you and say, "Hey, do you have XYZ item, or do you sell this product or service?" and you know you don't, that's data that you can collect. While it's not scientific, it's not on your shelf, it doesn't have a SKU, it does tell you that customers are coming in and asking for something very specific. So anecdotal data is just as important as KPIs. And lastly, the eye test. If you want to measure success, the eye test says it all. Again, I think we've been hitting on this in this podcast. The eye test is simply, what does your eye tell you? What are your eyes telling you? Or do you see enough traffic in your nonprofit or in your small business? Does your eyes tell you how many people are looking at your flyer or your marketing material intently? What does your eyes tell you about how many people are engaged when they come to your program or walk into your store? What does your eye tell you when you start to talk about products? Do they glaze over? Do they show interest? Your eyes tell you a story as well, and it's a portion of how you measure success. It's not as accurate as anecdotal data, and definitely not as accurate as KPIs, which is hardcore data. And the reason why it's not accurate, let me just say before I go on, is because sometimes our eyes can be deceiving. We can misread a situation, misread an attitude or a position of a customer based upon our worldview. So it can be highly deceiving. However, the eye test can be helpful if you understand your customer, if you relate to your customer, if you and your customer share certain things in common. What you see and observe from your customer can be telltale signs of what you need to tweak or continue to do in your business. And it's all about measuring success so that your business, so that your nonprofit, so that your leadership at the end of the day will continue to succeed and prosper. This is Dr. William Clark for Leadership Conversations. I hope you find this helpful, and we'll see you in the next show. And before you go, make sure you follow us on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and subscribe to this podcast utilizing your favorite podcast platform. See you next time.